Good morning and good evening, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So, from today, we're going to be discussing about Azure Data Factory, and which is part of Azure. So, Azure is the platform where you have 200 plus, services are available. So, try to understand. So, Azure is the platform by Microsoft itself. In that, you will be able to find 200 plus services. One of the service is ETL service. One of the service is ETL service. So that is what we're going to be understanding today. And before that, so who can understand Azure Data Factory? Anybody who wanted to come into IT industry, they can learn these skills. But what is the prerequisite? Prerequisite, let me tell you clearly, any graduate and any year passed out. So, sir, I am 2010 passed out. I am BCom guy, BA guy, diploma guy, or mechanical BTech guy, any year passed out, and easy to learn, and no coding is required. But what knowledge you need to have to go into ADF means you have to know SQL. SQL is compulsory. Clear? So, if you don't know what is SQL, what you need to do, you have to buy SQL videos from us because we don't have the classes of SQL. SQL means RDBMS, right? So, you need to buy SQL videos from us, and daily you have to watch one video and you have to write down the notes. We have SQL videos in Telugu language, and we have also in English language. So you cannot tell me that, sir, I will buy Udemy videos or my friend will teach me SQL. Sir, I have studied SQL in my graduation, so that SQL is not enough. You have to know in depth of SQL Server. We are going to be teaching from very basic level to SQL Server of SQL. SQL is very important. Clear? So without that, you will be able to feel difficulty to understand. If you do not know SQL, what you can do, you can learn, daily in the evening ADF class you can attend. Morning, you can, take the video and watch one video. So simultaneously, parallelly, you can complete. Today you don't know SQL, but after 10 days or after 15 days, you will be able to understand what is SQL, and what is that it is going to be doing. So people who are wanted to start a career into IT industry, the first thing is that compulsorily they have to undergo SQL knowledge, right? ADF is a cloud. What is a cloud also I will discuss. And ADF is a hot skill, and the placement and our job support is provided by goonlinetrainings.com. Only thing is that you need to have multiple skills. So many people will come and ask me, sir, if I learn only ADF, will I get a job? Or if I learn only SQL Server, will I get a job? The answer is, with one skill, it will be very difficult to get into IT industry. You have to learn multiple skills. So before understanding Azure or ADF, let us understand what is IT industry, right? So I stands for information technology, right? So IT stands for information technology. Now you need to know what is information. Information means you have to collect the data and convert into information, right? So how do you get the info, or how do you get the information? Without data, can you get the information? So IT industry means information technology, but how do you get the information? That is the first question. So to get the information, you need to get the data. Okay. So how do you get the data? How do you store the data? How do you manage the data? So if you don't have any computer, if you don't have any hardware, software, olden days, all the data is stored in books and pen and paper, right? Books and big ledgers, right? So that is where the all the data is going to be stored. If you're thinking about if you go to the bank 20 years back, people were maintaining a lot of ledgers. So a lot of books, account books, customer books, they will be writing everything on the pen and paper, right? So all the data usually stored in the books. Now with the help of software, hardware and software, if you wanted to store the data and if you wanted to manage and get the data, so how do you store the data? So if you wanted to store the data, there is a technology called SQL, structured query language, or there is a technology called database management system, or there is a RDBMS, relational database management system. So what is the purpose of RDBMS? Now the purpose of RDBMS or SQL to store the data. Remember, only data storage and management. Clear? SQL is called as a structured query language, or you can say database management system. So it is going to be managing the data. Before managing, you need to store the data. Store the data and you have to manage the data. For that purpose, we are going to be using SQL or database management or RDBMS, relational database management systems. You have a lot of SQL or databases, right? Database systems available. So the popular systems are Oracle. Have you heard about Oracle or not? So Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, and MySQL, and we have Teradata, right? So you have, PostgreSQL. All these things are, softwares where you can store large amount of data in the computer. If you have a lot of gold, where will you store the gold? In the gold bank. If you have a large amount of blood, where will you store the blood? Blood bank. If you have large amount of data, where will you store the data? Data bank, right? So data banks are called as databases. Clear. Database means a data bank. So what is a data bank? Means it is a bigger godowns or a tanks or a bigger boxes. Clear. So you can store large amount of data in Oracle. What is Oracle? Oracle is a software where you can accommodate large amount of data. You can think Oracle is a data bank. SQL Server is from the Microsoft. It is also one more data bank. You can store the data. We have a Chiranjeevi blood bank. We have a Kalpana blood bank. We have, a care hospital blood bank. All these are blood banks. So end of the day, whether it is a Chiranjeevi blood bank or Kalpana blood bank, end of the day it is going to be storing the blood. Like that, we have Oracle from Oracle Corporation, SQL Server from Microsoft company, MySQL from MySQL Corporation. Like that, different companies are giving you different softwares. End of the day, what is that you are going to be doing? You are going to be storing the data, retrieving the data. So all these things are banks. So you go to ICICI Bank, what do? You deposit the cash, withdraw the cash. You go to HDFC Bank, what do? You deposit the cash, withdraw the cash. So Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, Teradata, Postgre, and DB2, Database 2000, NetEase, lot of things are available. Lot of softwares are available. All these softwares are called as SQL softwares, or we can call them as a RDBMS, relational database management system software, or these are called as database management software. Using these softwares, we will be able to store the data, retrieve the data. Clear? So if you ask me what is Oracle, Oracle is a godown or a storeroom. What is SQL Server? It is also a godown, and one more company is giving you these godowns. You can just get it and you purchase it, and whatever you wanted to put in that godown, you will be able to put either purchase or you can pay the monthly rental amounts. That is what you need to understand, guys. Clear? If you wanted to get into IT industry, if you wanted to get into IT industry, you wanted to learn Power BI or MS BI, or you wanted to learn Java or C, C++, .NET, anything you wanted to learn, the prerequisite, the eligibility is compulsorily you have to learn data oriented technology, that is Oracle or SQL Server, some of the SQL knowledge you need to have. Clear? So now we are going to be starting ADF, right? So ADF is a cloud based technology. We'll talk about what is a cloud. Azure Data Factory. If you wanted to understand the cloud, and it will take minimum 30 days to complete. I will discuss about complete course content and everything. So don't worry about nothing, anything now. So 30 days daily, 1 hour we are going to be discussing. Daily 1 hour we are going to be discussing. But before learning ADF, what is that you have to learn? Compulsorily, you have to know one tool. Since Azure is from Microsoft, right? So Azure is a Microsoft brand. You have to learn Microsoft, SQL technology. So compulsorily you have to learn SQL Server. So we don't have live classes for this. So no live classes. But how do you learn? If you wanted to learn, only choice is that you have to buy the videos. We have Telugu and English version videos are available. Anybody who wanted to come into IT industry, compulsorily you need to buy these videos. And whom to call to buy the videos? You have these numbers, right? You can just call these guys. Bhaskar sir told me to buy these videos, and how to buy and what is the fee structure and everything. If you let me know, I will pay the amount, I buy the videos. And you have to have very, very basic level to advanced level of SQL knowledge is needed, because if you go in for an interview, 50 to 60% of the interview questions are going to come from SQL or RDBMS only. Even though you know ADF, you know X, you know Y, you know Z, compulsorily many companies are going to be asking lot of SQL knowledge. And if you don't know SQL thoroughly, so you cannot say that I have already some other videos, sir. My friend is going to teach me, sir, or my brother is going to teach me, means you are going to be failing. Clear? So to understand ADF, you need not have any SQL Server knowledge. But why are we learning SQL Server? Because to crack the interviews tomorrow, anybody who can learn ADF from scratch, you can be a non-IT guy, you can learn ADF. But the problem is that some of the jargons you don't understand, some of the concept you don't understand. So if you at least complete 10 videos in my these these video versions, if you buy at if you complete 10 videos minimum, you will be able to understand what is SQL and what is SQL is doing, and lot of things you will be able to implement very, very easily in this. Clear? So people who wanted to come into IT industry, compulsorily you have to know this knowledge, and you have to know ADF, right? What is ADF? We'll talk about it. But eligibility prerequisite to understand ADF is what? SQL. So you need to buy these videos. There are some 30 or 40 videos are there. So all of them are 1 hour video. Daily you have to watch one video, and compulsorily you need to have a pen and a paper and write the notes. So whatever I'm discussing, you need to take the diagrams, you have to write notes from each and every video. So from today or from tomorrow, you have to purchase, and you should be able to watch daily one video, and you will be able to install the software also. Clear? So once you purchase the video, I will be able to give you a software so that you will be able to install it. Okay, how to install I will be able to tell you. And what is the configuration of the laptop that is you required, people may ask you. So I will tell you laptop configuration also. If you wanted to buy a laptop, without a laptop or a desktop, you will not be into software industry. Compulsorily you need to have a laptop. Windows 10, Windows 10 or 11 is needed. Okay, Windows 10 or later version. Later means I'm talking about 11. So in this you have Home and Pro. Clear? So you can have Windows 10 Home or Windows 10 Pro, or Windows 11 Home, Windows 11 Pro. Pro means professional. So you need to have Windows 7 and everything may be difficult. So compulsorily you need to have this software. And what is the hardware requirement? Any processor is okay. Any processor is okay. You have i3, i4, i5, third generation, 10th generation. Any processor is okay. Minimum 100 GB of hard disk. Clear? So you don't need much more hard disk. Minimum 100 GB of hard disk. but I don't recommend a hard disk. If you have hard disk, that is fine. So you can go in for 128 GB of SSD hard disk. So this will be very very faster. So you better go in for SSD, right, hard disk, so that it will be very very faster. If you don't have this, if you have a normal hard disk, that is also fine. But if you have this, it will be very very good. If you have 1 TB of hard disk, then you can also purchase this one and install your operating system in this. You can go to any hardware shop and buy one SSD for 1000 or 1500 rupees, and you will be able to get lot of good performance and install operating system in that SSD hard disk only. So RAM minimum 4 GB RAM is needed or more. Clear? Minimum 4 GB of RAM or more is needed, and you have to compulsorily SQL Server software you need to install, because without SQL Server you will not be able to get into or ADF or any other thing. Okay? So SQL Server, so compulsorily you need to install. So what is the software? Windows 10 or 11 Home or Pro you need to install. Then SQL Server, what is the version? 2019 version you have to install. This software I'm going to be giving it to you. Once you make the payment and everything, this software will be given, and I'll show you how to install this software in your laptop. You can get the laptop within 1 week's of time. You take some 1 week or 10 days. Either you buy the laptop or get the friend's laptop, or if you don't have a laptop, at least buy one desktop, right? So laptop means it will be minimum 35K you need to spend with this configuration. Desktop means 20,000 is sufficient, right? You can get all of them, and compulsorily you need to have a good internet, Wi-Fi. So you cannot run away, or you cannot attend, daily meetings with, mobile data, because mobile data will be very, very slow, and we will give you each and every recorded class to you, so that you can play daily basis, and you can watch them. So if you don't have proper internet speed, so these videos are going to stuck, and if you complain tomorrow, then definitely we will not be able to solve the problem. So again, what I'm trying to say is that you need to have good Wi-Fi connection, at least a 75 Mbps or 100 Mbps speed. You will be able to get some 600 rupees and 700 rupees, and go for good connections like Geo or Airtel or Act Fiber Internet. So go to the good brands, and even though they charge 100 rupees extra, you can go in for this and get it. So this is the laptop configuration, you need to have it. And SQL Server, what is the version I'm going to be giving? The current version is SQL Server 2019. This is the version we are going to be installing here, and I will show you how to install and everything. So don't worry about it. So this is what is the prerequisite, and this is what you have to know to get into IT industry. People who know the SQL means, they can ignore. They can simply ignore this. They can right away start with ADF classes. So that is not required already if you know it, right? So apart from ADF, this is only Azure Data Factory. This is the ETL tool. What is the ETL and everything I'm going to be telling. So extracting the data, right? Extract the data, transform the data, and load the data, but which is completely cloud based ETL software. What is a cloud? What is a ETL? Everything I'm going to be discussing. Don't worry about it. So people already learnt, what is called a SQL server. They can join now ADF, but including ADF, you should also know Power BI and a lot of other things. Power BI, companies are asking Power BI with DAX, and this is the course I'm going to be starting on December 1st, and morning 8 o'clock it is going to be happening, Indian time, standard timing, IST means, right? So if you wanted to attend ADF, you can attend from today, and it will take 1 month. So today is what? Today is 21st, right? So probably we have Saturday, Sunday, we don't have any class. 5 days a week we will have. So probably December end or December 20, we will be able to complete the ADF. So after that, if you wanted to join Power BI, you can join in the month of January. Every month only we are going to be having one ADF batch, one Power BI batch, right? Power BI batch is going to start every month first. If you miss a December 1st batch, you can join in the January 2023 AM 8 a.m. IST batch, right? So this is compulsory to learn Power BI. Again, what is compulsory? SQL Server is compulsory. Whether you learn now or you're going to be learning later, that is fine. And compulsorily, you have to know, you have to learn one more ETL tool, that is, on-premises ETL software. So what is the ETL and everything you will understand now. So SQL Server is needed, Power BI with DX, DAX is needed, and SSIS is needed, and one more technology you have to know, data warehouse. Clear? So many people are going to be asking, sir, you want me to learn SSIS? This is also ETL software from Microsoft, and EDF is also ETL software. Should I learn this or should I learn this? That is the question many people are going to be asking me. So I say, not either this or this. I am saying SSIS plus ADF is required nowadays. Not either this or that. Both of them are ETL tools only. So don't say that either should I learn that or should I learn this. I strongly recommend not either or. So it is this one and plus that one, because you have a lot many opportunities in SSIS along with ADF. So you have to know both. ETL is important. A lot of projects are still there in the SSIS, which is a on-premises ETL software, and ADF is a cloud-based ETL software. We need to understand the difference between what is SSIS and what is ADF. When should I go in for this kind of an ETL, and when should I go in for ADF kind of ETL? We are going to be understanding each and everything so slowly, so don't worry about it. So before understanding what is ADF, what is SSIS, what is ETL, so did you understand what is that I'm trying to communicate? If you wanted to get into IT industry is going to be dealing with data, right? You are going to be getting the data, storing the data, managing the data. If you wanted to store and manage data, there is a software called SQL software. People will be calling this as a SQL software or RDBMS software to process the data, because you have to store the data. Then later what you need to do, you need to process the data. When you process the data, then only you will be able to get the information. The processing purpose, we are going to be using a language like you can use Java, you can use a .NET, you can use SAP, you can use Android, right? You can use any language. So language is used to process the data, and to store the data we are going to be using what? A uh, the what is called as RDBMS. So many people will come and ask me, so what is that IT industry is going to be doing? I always say IT industry is going to be dealing with only two things. One is thing, it is going to be dealing with the data, and it is going to process the data. Only two things it's going to be doing. So wherever there is a data, that is where we are going to be using SQL or database management system. And wherever there is a process, in this we are going to be using languages. Language means C++, Java, .NET, Python, Android, AngularJS. All these things are going to be doing. IT industry is going to do only two things. What are they? IT industry is going to be dealing with the data, and it is going to be processing the data. I stands for information technology. Information can be stored and information can be processed. Yeah, am I clear? For the storing purpose, you have to know this. Tomorrow, you wanted to learn C or C++, Java, .NET, SAP, or anything you wanted to learn tomorrow. I wanted to learn app programming, Android programming. I wanted to learn ADF, or I wanted to learn ABC, XYZ, anything you wanted to learn. What is the eligibility? Eligibility means you have to know SQL very well. Without SQL, don't jump into IT industry, because IT industry definitely is going to be dealing with the data. Without data, IT industry is not going to function. So if you wanted to jump into IT, first of all, you have to know SQL knowledge very well. Tomorrow, we are going to be understanding data science, data analytics, anything you wanted to do in software means you have to study compulsorily Oracle or SQL Server course without fail. Am I clear? And if you don't do this, you are going to be failing 100%. Am I clear? But we don't have any live classes. You need to buy the SQL Server videos. Why are we not buying Oracle? Because Azure is from Microsoft, right? So that is the reason why we are not going to, buy Oracle or DB2. From which company? DB2 is Database 2000. This is IBM, RDBMS, IBM company RDBMS, and even Natija. So this is also IBM company SQL software. Clear? So we are not going to be learning all these things. We are going to be focusing on SQL Server. So that is a prerequisite that you need to compulsorily practice. 60% of the interview questions are going to come. Okay? So that is what you have to understand and you have to know. And the second thing, people who have joined late. So for them, yeah, sir, is this course eligible for BSc students? Any graduate can learn this course. Any graduate can learn this course. Any year passed out guy can learn this course. So what is the agenda? Today and tomorrow we are going to be having demo sessions, and with the same meeting ID we are going to understand what is on premise, what is cloud, and we are going to be understanding what is Azure. And Azure is a platform where you have lot of services. You have 200 plus services are available in Azure. We are going to be understanding one by one at least a few important things. We are going to be understanding. One of the services called as Azure Data Factory. Okay, one of the services called as Azure Data Factory. I'll talk about this very soon. And what is ADF, what is ETL, and what is ETL and what is ELT. All of them we're going to understand. And what is data engineering, data analytics, or business intelligence, or data science. So all of them we're going to be discussing in this demo. Clear? So people who are joining this batch, I urge to fill this form. I'm going to be giving this form in the chat window. So what you need to do, you have to copy this form, and I'm going to be giving in the chat window. If you filled it already, you just ignore it. Otherwise, you can take this and copy and paste. There are three things you need to fill it up: your email address and your full name with surname. Don't write Bhaskar like that. Give your complete name, including complete surname as per Aadhaar card, your mobile number, WhatsApp mobile number. So when you give this data, one advantage is that you will be able to get discounted price. Okay, fee will be discounted when you fill the form. So only people who are attending the demo, they can fill the form. So we will come to know these people have attended. You will be able to get the discounted fee plus daily videos. I'm going to be giving it to you. So what is the advantage if I give you daily videos? Even though you are absent for one day, you need not worry about what was the yesterday's class, right? And these videos are will be with you for 6 months, and you can watch multiple times, so that you can get the proper knowledge on the ADF, and you will be able to practice much more time. Clear? Plus we are also going to be creating a one group with the Telegram app. So you need to install Telegram app. We are going to be creating a group so that if you get any kind of a questions, or if you are stuck with something, anything else there, so your fellows, your peer group can answer, your friends can answer, or I can also answer. So that is what is important. So ADF, you should not install any software because it is a cloud based platform. You need not install any software in your uh, laptop. Only software you need to install is SQL Server software and Power BI software. When you attend Power BI course, you can attend Power BI software, but ADF there is no software to be installed. Am I clear? So all these things we're going to discuss. So I'm giving you only general topics today. All these things we'll discuss in tomorrow's class, guys. And if you have any questions, we can call Go Online Operations Head Mr. Madhav. His WhatsApp number is this, and goonline.madhav@gmail.com. If you're stuck with something else, or if you don't get the fee details of payment details after the demos, if you're stuck, you're not able to get videos, or if you have any issues, always you can reach out goonline.madhav or this number, or you can also write a mail to me, bhaskarjogi@gmail.com, if you're stuck with anything else. And today and tomorrow, free demos. We are not going to be charging anything for the demos. It will be free. And after the two demo classes, you have to, you need to make the payments, and payment details and everything will be announced. When you attend the demo, you will be able to give the discounted fee details and everything. So that information will be given after tomorrow's demo only. So tomorrow, second demo will get over. After that, the discounted fee details will be told. And in the third class, we are going to be installing SQL Server and everything. Then afterwards, we are going to be dealing with ADF and everything. Okay. So that is what. So compulsorily, if you learn only ADF, will you be able to get a job? The answer is no. If you learn only ADF, will you be able to get a job? The answer is no. Along with ADF, companies are asking a lot of other things. Clear? So let me show you what are the things that you need to learn. So some questions in the chat window. Sai is asking, is it enough to learn ADF, or do we need to learn Power BI? Only ADF is not sufficient, because when you learn only one skill or two skills, you will be removed from the companies. When the recession comes, people who are having less skills are going to be removed. So many people will call me, sir, I lost my opportunity, because they are learning only one skill. They will learn only Power BI. Then they will, somehow they go with the proxy, and after that they got a job. And when the recession comes, all the proxy guys are going to be removed, because one thing is that they did not learn Power BI or Azure properly. Second thing is that if you learn only one skill, that is not enough. So companies needs multiple skills. Now let me show you what are the other skills that the along with the ADF you have to have. So what are the other skills the companies are looking? Let me show you. I wanted to open naukri.com. Let me just go to naukri.com, and let me show you what are the skills the companies are asking. So let me go to Naukri. If you learn only ADF, Azure, what is ADF? You do not know. I will be explaining later, so don't worry about it. Azure Data Factory. That is what you wanted to learn. So go to Naukri and search, right? When you search, it is going to be asking you a lot of things. Now you see how many jobs are available in India. It is approximately, how many jobs are there? Lot of jobs are there, right? It is 11,000 plus jobs are available in India, right? So you will be able to see it is asking Azure Data Lake, Azure Data Factory, Databricks, and a T-SQL, RDBMS, Scrum, Kafka. We don't know what is Kafka, Scrum, RDBMS, T-SQL, nothing. If you learn only this, and do you think that you will be able to get a job? So many people will think that if I learn ADF, I will get a job. No, 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 no. You need to learn at least 3 to 4 courses. What are the courses? Either you can jump into this kind of a courses, or with Azure Data Factory, you have to know SQL, and you have to know ADF, and you have to know, right, Power BI, and you have to learn SSIS, and you have to know data warehousing. All these things we're going to be learning. So how many skills? One. ADF is 2, and Power BI is 3, and 4, and 5. But remember, all these skills will not take more than 3 to 4 months. So all of them you can learn within 3 to 4 months time, right? And all these things, skills, does not need any prior experience. So only thing is that you have to know SQL. If you know SQL, all these things you can easily learn. Clear? So I'm going to be taking one by one, very, very easily. You cannot say I will learn only ADF, I need a job. It is a 100% failure candidate. If you learn only Power BI, you don't get a job. Only single skill is useless. If you learn only SSIS, is useless. Clear? So you have to learn multi skills. Many people will tell me, sir, recession. I am saying recession is a temporary, skills are permanent. But if you learn a single skill, again, this will give you a lot of issues. So never learn single skill. You have to at least have 3 to 4 combinations. And these must be hot cakes. Clear? So Azure cloud is hot cake, but don't learn only Azure. You should also learn SQL. You have to know data warehousing. You have to know Power BI data analytics. Like that, you need to plan. Yeah, am I clear? Now let me come and tell you. So the second job in this, they're asking Azure Data Factory, ADF. Then Azure only they're asking come down. So what are they asking? SQL database, cloud analytics means Power BI, right? So you come down. Azure Data Factory, Snowflake is a data warehouse, Teradata is a database, Informatica is ETL tool, Agile and IT skills. Ni everywhere you have data factory with something else. Snowflake means data warehouse, Teradata means SQL, Informatica means ETL. See Azure Data Factory, data warehouse, Azure Data Lake, right? So simply if you learn ADF, that is not enough. That is what I am planning to tell you. So Azure Data Factory and Power BI, Azure, blah, 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 right? So companies are asking a lot of things. Azure Data Factory just a starting point. When you go to the somewhere, they will give you some buttermilk or some drink. So that is a starting point. So after that you have to eat lot of other things. So don't ever think that if I learn only Azure Data Factory will I get a job. 100% you don't get a job. If somebody is saying like that, and if I learn SQL and Azure Data Factory, can I get a job? 100% you are a failure. Only this one plus SQL, two skills are not enough, because companies are asking more than that. So companies are asking, see how many skills they're asking. Azure, ETL, right? ETL again, one is, this is also ETL. Then they're asking SSIS and any other ETL, Informatica, like that they're going to be asking. Clear? So you never think that I will learn one course and I will get a job. My friend told me if I learn ADF, I will get a job. My friend told me if I learn a Power BI, I will get a job. That is useless. Clear? Why go online trainings? People are able to get much more jobs, because we are not learning a single skill. We are learning 4 to 5 skills, not only one skill. And many people are coming from non-IT background, BCom background. People are coming. One girl called Sindhu, she was working as a teacher. Not Sindhu, her name is called Vaishali or some, I forgot. She's from Ballari. She is working as a teacher, 2008 BCom passed out girl. That girl learnt everything. She got a job in Cognizant 1 year back, and she has learnt Power BI, but Cognizant gave the job in ADF. Then she took the training, and she jumped to Power BI with ADF. Now 2008 BCom girl passed out. She does not know anything, and somewhere she had seen some videos, my videos, and she came back to me, sir, I wanted to learn some Power BI course. I told only Power BI is useless, or only Hadoop is useless. Okay, so you have to learn multiple scores. She took almost 3 to 4 months time. She completed and she got a job in Cognizant. Now she's working in ADF. A teacher earning 8,000 rupees. She got a 10 to 12 lakhs of salary package every month. She's earning now 70,000 rupees to almost 92,000 rupees she is earning. She is a BCom girl. She does not know what is SQL. She does not know what is ADF. She does not know what is Power BI. She just started. Clear? So, where is the failure? The failure, I can tell you, if you don't have a proper guru or mentor, or that is the failure. The second failure is if you are not learning multiple skills. If somebody tells you, you learn only Python, you learn Python and say, sir, can I get a job? The answer is 100% no. You will not be able to get a job if you learn a single skill. Python is also needed. Along with that, you need to have some other skills. Clear? It is very important that you have to have other skills. So we are going to be starting ADF from today, and today and tomorrow we'll talk about general things only, and after that the actual class is going to be happening. You should not be worried about it. The complete duration for the course is 30 days, right? So Ravi is asking, can I get record this session? Yeah, all the classes are recorded, Ravi, and the daily videos are going to be posted to you. You can just watch those videos. Okay? So this is what is the agenda for today and tomorrow. and anyone can learn this course now, and a hot skill to get the job in IT industry. But as I told you, if you learn only ADF, that is useless. ADF is a starting point. Along with the ADF, I told you to learn what? SQL also. So SQL and ADF you complete this month and the next month. Clear? Next month I'm going to be starting Power BI. You can join that batch or you can skip a December batch. You can join in the January 1st batch, right? Every month we have one ADF batch. Every month we have one Power BI batch. Power BI is going to be happening morning 8 o'clock first of every month. If you not able to join in the December month, you can join in the January. Clear? So Power BI will be for 45 days. So approximately ADF, then we have Power BI, SQL, all of them can be completed within 3 to 3.5 months. Then if you say, sir, I don't have time, means I cannot help it, but I can give you the previous batch videos. Some people will come to me and ask me, sir, I don't have any time, I wanted to rush, means you can buy the videos and you can watch all of the videos. Clear? Previous batch videos I can give you, you can rush. So that is also one thing. But if you have enough time, you just take minimum 3.5 months time to complete everything. But ADF course needs only 30 hours. 1 month course, daily 1 hour class will be there. Monday to Friday only classes are there. We don't have any classes on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, am I clear? So as of now, the timings are this, but these timings may change. So depends upon the situation. As of now, we are going to be having ADF. It is not included with ADB. Bricks are is not going to be in this session, so that will be in separate session. We are going to be covering only ADF, not Databricks, Azure Databricks. That is not covered. It is out of scope as of now. Okay, if you wanted to join in that, we will start a separate batch for ADB data bricks. So you can join, but it is only for 30 hours, dedicated 30 hours for only ADF. Okay. Now, sample CVs are provided, CV preparation guidance is given, online lab support, interview questions, daily videos are going to come, placement assistance and support across India. If you need any placement assistance, that can be provided, and daily recorded videos are going to be given. Whether you ask, you don't ask, we are going to be giving you daily recorded videos. So today and tomorrow, it is a free demo, and day after tomorrow you need to make the payment, so don't worry about it. So payment details and everything will be discussed after the tomorrow's class only. My team is going to be telling you. So what is on premise and what is cloud, this topic I'm going to be discussing in tomorrow's class. And what is that we are going to be covering, let me tell you in the brief. So we are going to be covering what is IaaS and PaaS and SaaS, and what is the private public hybrid cloud, and what is on premise and what is a cloud. So these two things. And we are going to be talking about different Azure resources, like subscribing to Azure resource groups and need Azure Active Directory, compute storage, data management, security, Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps itself is a 30 days course, but I'm not going to be covering in depth of Azure DevOps. I'm going to be covering repository things, and not completed DevOps, because Azure DevOps will take another 30 hours. Clear? So I will give you some brief introduction to what is DevOps. DevOps is for the deployment purpose. Okay, it is completely version controlling and everything, and deployment purpose is used. DevOps, development plus operations put together, called as a DevOps. What is a development? What is operations? It is completely for the deployment. What is a deployment? Everything you will understand. So don't worry about it. People who are coming from non-IT and non-IT, don't worry about all these jargons. You can easily understand. So don't worry about it. Okay. So Azure storage, where we're going to be discussing about data leak and some blob storage, and Azure SQL databases, and some brief about Cosmos DBs and everything. So at least some brief, because we are not going to cover in depth of each and everything. And as part of data management and security, so Azure Data Factory version 2. Actually, Azure Data Factory version number 1, Microsoft thought that they don't want to give any transformation in this. Okay, they thought that it is ETL software, but without any transformations. Clear? So it is actually ELT. It is not ETL tool. What is ELT? What is ETL? We'll discuss later. So actually it is not ETL software. So this was ELT software and without any transformations. But lot of transformations got added. People who know SSIS, they understand what is a transformation. But the people who do not know what is a transformation, they don't understand what I'm saying. But don't worry, all these things will be covered tomorrow, day after tomorrow. You will understand everything. What is ETL, what is ELT, everything. So in Azure Data Factory version 2.0, they have added lot of transformations and everything, and it is actually ELT software, and SSIS is a ETL software. What is the difference? We will discuss. And different apps, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapses, Analytics. So as part of data management, security, I'll talk about Key Vault in depth. So we're going to be discussing about security in depth. And Azure DevOps, we have a lot of things in DevOps: organization, project settings, pipeline for deployments, repository, repos for version control and boards. But all these things I'm not going to be covering because this itself is a 30 days course. Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps, this itself is a bigger course. I'm not going to be talking about it. So I'm going to be talking about repos, uh, in depth of repos and version control. Okay. So and in ADF version 2, pipeline activities, data sets, linked services, trigger, schedule, trigger, tumbling, windows, event based debugging, all these things we're going to be discussing: parameters, variables, integration, runtime, data flow, power query, various types of activities with examples, various types of control flows with examples, debugging errors, a lot of I think something was right. So we are going to be having various types of activities with examples, various types of control flow with examples, debugging errors, copy data from data lake storage to Azure SQL. All these things we are going to be covering in the later classes, and we are going to be having one email ID, and how to use the one. We need to register with Azure first with the credit card, and credit card is compulsory, but without credit points, how can we use? So those points and everything we'll discuss, and without paying not even single rupee, we will be able to learn everything. So all of them we are going to be discussing in tomorrow's class. So today I just told you what is that you need to learn. So I have given you some jargons: what is ETL, what is a cloud, what is on premises, what is ETL, blah blah blah. So I did not explain anything about EDF today, or ADF today. And tomorrow's class, I'm going to be explaining each and everything. So we'll go into the technical things in tomorrow's class, and completely we'll talk about everything: what is SSIS, what is data warehousing, what is reporting, what is data analytics, what is ADF, what is ETL, everything we're going to be discussing in detail in tomorrow's class. So don't worry about if you see some jargons, if you see some new keywords and everything, don't worry about it. Clear? So we are going to discuss everything in detail. Any non-IT people also can understand very, very easily what is ETL, what is ADF, what is SQL. You should not be worried at all. But you need to have minimum 30 days time to complete ADF. But ADF is not enough. And ADF with SQL, with Power BI, and with data warehousing, with other ETL like SSIS software, all these things are important. So you are going to be with me for minimum 1 month if you join ADF, but if you join Power BI, you will be there minimum 2 to 3 months. So you will be able to learn from very, very basic level to advanced level of course, and you will be able to get into IT industry very, very easily. So end of the day, as I told you, recession is a temporary. Once the recession is gone, people are going to be only checking for the skills. If you have a single skill, you cannot get into IT industry. Definitely, you need to have a multi skills, combination skills. people who are having a combinations of skills, they can easily get into IT industry where no coding is required. All these tools, data warehousing, ADF, SSIS, Power BI, where no coding required. Coding is not at all there. Only coding is there in SQL. That is also very, very basic level coding. If you know, you will be able to come into IT industry. So don't learn only single tool. So that will create lot of issues. According to IT industry, every 18 months you need to learn at least one topic after getting a job as well. Every 18 months. So you got the job, you completed the course, you got the job. After 18 months, 1.5 years, you learn one more skill. At least learn some Python or learn some other skill. At least one skill, you need to learn once in 18 months. Yeah, am I clear? So in tomorrow we're going to be meeting, and tomorrow it is completely technical class, and non-IT people also can easily understand. You should not be worried about it. I'll make it very, very simple. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.